Alright, my bad, y'all, my bad. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Like I said, it rained pretty hard the other day, so it's just kind of fucked temporarily. But we here now. So we are in this gold setup. We are in drawdown, obviously. But you already know how we do things. We're just going to hold to SRTP gets hit. But we do have some retracements taking place. We had big moves happen yesterday. We had big moves happen last night. So we are seeing some retracements take place right now. So we're just going to let these things retrace. Now, again, we did take the setup off the retest, but, it's retracing now, so we're just going to let it do its thing. But gold took off yesterday, so, which was crazy. GU took off as well as NAS100 and Q. So, retracements are part of the game. So we're going to let these charts retrace right here. As far as news, we don't have any news today, so we're just waiting for volume and the confirmation to be met. We do got some news tomorrow, though. Yeah, so we're just going to keep it right here. Going to hold to SRTV gets hit. But NAS100 and GU, we're just letting it retrace or waiting for the next BCR. And I have to update the banner really quick. So give me 1 second. I see you on the chat, but I got to update this really quick because that's not how we did last month. Last month, we ended up wrapping up. Where are we at? We wrapped up 26.6, so I got to fix this really quick. So we want 26 and 6, giving us an 81% win rate last month, and then we caught 92,633. Make sure like the lives, y'all hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe if you have not already. Alright, cool. So now we save that. We add that right there, boom. Alright, cool. So, looks like we're going to have to try to push back up. We do have a new 15 about to pop up in about 3 minutes. So, better see if we can push back above and see if we can make some motherfucking bread. That's what we're looking for right now. Better see if we can make some motherfucking bread. NAS100, we're either looking for a price to retest 29,610 or if we can BCR maintain 29,670 as support, we can look for buys here as well. What's going on, Phil? How you feeling? You good on my end? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I don't really like the buffers. That's the thing, especially on the future side. They got y'all heavy with them consistency rules. That shit's bullshit. The consistency rules and the buffers and shit. I don't like none of that shit. Right, on the forex side, it's not that deep. Only time you really have those consistency rules if you do those instant prop firm challenges where like, oh, you get the account instantly, or the one phase, or the rapid accounts. That's when they have those super strict as hell rules. I like to just typically do the 2-phase, the classic 2-phase. That way I can just either choose weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, without any repercussions. Right? The only thing I need is to make 1%, and I can get a payout. So it's a lot more relaxed on that end. But yeah, the consistency rules. I tried a couple of accounts. I was like, I know how to trade. I ain't gonna blow the account. So let me get the instant. Let me get the rapid. Then they're like, oh, it's a 30%, 50% consistency rule. You only risk 1% or 0.5%. That's when all the shit gets complicated. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the 2-step. Less rules, more flexibility. Like I can trade during news, before news, after news. I can trade any day. I can hold trades. And all I need is 1% to get a payout. You know what I mean? But welcome back, my boy. Welcome back. Alright, we got a new 15 about to pop up in about a minute. You had around 50. 50 what? 50% consistency? Oh, you had a 50K buffer. Oh, you had that type of shit. Okay. I thought you was talking about the consistency shit. Okay. I don't think my prop firm does it. I don't know. Like I said, I just be doing the classic 2-step, so I don't know about that. The way my prop firm, like I said, with the classic two-step at least, you can choose weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. If you do weekly, you get like, I think it's like a 60% or 70% payout. If you do bi-weekly, it's 80%. You do monthly, it's either 90 or 100%. I forgot. Sure, ain't nothing wrong with that though. Alright, let's see if we can push back above. Let's see if we can push back above. If y'all was in the live yesterday, we caught a nice NAS100 setup during the live yesterday. Ended up being a nice 2.5 RR setup. Also told you to look for gold buys yesterday. Gold ended up flying all New York session as well as last night. And I think we took a nice GU setup. 9 o'clock open with the New York in the New York session with the members as well. So we start off the week 2-0. We're currently in this gold position. We are in drawdown, but we're kind of back at our entry. So we're just holding to SLR TV gets hit. And yeah, we're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. I'm about to drop that in the chat for y'all. Make sure to check it out if you have not already. Shout out to those that was in the TikTok live yesterday. We had some haters in the live yesterday, but it's all good. It be like that every now and then. But yeah, so we're in drawdown right now. But like I say all the time, drawdown's a part of the game. TP's a part of the game. SL's a part of the game. Got NAS pushing back up. Let's see how NAS reacts to these levels here. Let's see how NAS reacts to these levels here. Finally starting your live account this week. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you back. I just saw you hit me up on Telegram. I'm gonna hit you back. But by the way, before you get a prop firm, before y'all get a new prop firm account, start a new challenge this week, make sure to watch my video going over prop firms and how to pass them. Make sure to check out this video going over prop firms how to pass them. So NAS just broke this level, so we're going to see if we can BCR and maintain 29,670 as support. The NQ prices are slightly different, but we're about to see if we can BCR and hold this level of support right here. Gold still chilling. And then GU, we're kind of just chilling and waiting as well. I might redo some of my levels. I kind of don't like how some of my levels look, but we're going to thug it out for right now. I might adjust the New York session, but as of right now, we're just going to keep them the way they are. So we got the break, so we're about to see if we can close and hold this level right here. I'm about to see if we can get a retest. What prop firm do I use? Give me 1 second. I've been trying to keep them low key, but I got y'all. Let me pull it up in a second. You do the 90-10 split? Yeah. Can't go wrong with 90-10. Can't go wrong with 90-10. I do like damn near all the above. So I mainly do bi-weekly and weekly payouts. I have some that's set for weekly and then some set for bi-weekly. I ain't waiting a month to get some money. Fuck that shit. Especially with a prop firm. I ain't about to stack that shit. Try to get that bread immediately. Cause like I tell people all the time, it's free bread. After you that first payout, it's literally free bread. So I don't give a fuck if it's a 6%, especially with weekly. But I definitely be doing a bi-weekly and weekly. Oh yeah, they definitely secret admirers because they be following me. They be coming with fake accounts and shit. But about to see if we can get a retest right here. Make sure I like the live. Y'all hop up in here, subscribe if you have not already. We just hit 6,700 subscribers. Let's get to 6,800. Let's get to 6,800. And I got a lot of deals. I ain't gonna lie. I went the fuck to bed early last night. My phone is flooded with messages. I got y'all. I got y'all. Because my shit flooded. I gotta catch up with the shit. So let's see if we can get a retest right here. So we're either gonna look for a retest right here or BCR right here. Either way, we're looking for buys though. Either way, we're looking for buys. If you have not watched the Sunday chart analysis yet, make sure to hit that link in the description on the free student free Telegram and watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Charts are already starting to go as projected so far. So we're still in drawdown on gold. Like I said, we're just holding the SLATB gets hit. Even if stop loss gets hit, we're still up from yesterday. And then we're paying attention to NAS100 right here. Now, as far as the prop firm I use a Forex prop firm. Because on the Forex, I mean, you can kind of do it on the futures ones as well. But it's a lot simpler on the Forex prop firm. But with the Forex prop firms, you can trade both indices, which is futures charts as well as Forex charts. But you can use any prop firm. All prop firms are basically the same thing. They do have certain rules that are better than others depending on the prop firm. So whatever prop firm y'all do use, also make sure to read the fine print. But make sure to watch my video I dropped going over prop firm accounts before you get a prop firm account though. But like I say all the time, like once you get this trading strategy down, understand the rules of price, it's all just math. It's just math after that. Hey, that's love. That's love. My boy been eating. You said you had a 4K a week. Damn, you was not. But I see a G reaction right here. About to see. I mean, we can maintain 34.90 as support. We can look for buys here. This is basically the same setup we took yesterday. Best we can retest. So that's probably why goals retrace as well. So yeah, we're about to get our stop loss hit here. But it's all good. Again, this thing flew yesterday, so retracements are due. I ain't tripping too much about that. But see how NAS can close right here. I don't know if you typed that on accident or on purpose. Yeah, but we had a higher high get made Friday and yesterday, so price just retracing right now. Still looking for buys though, because we're in an uptrend, but it's currently retracing right now. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. Alright, so let's see if we can close and hold this level right here. Got a new 15 about to pop up in about a minute and some change. And we got G about to retest this level right here. I watched you for a month before I got my profit and was rocking the pass within 3 weeks. Currently have 200Ks and a 50K pass. That's what's up. Just passed another 100K today. Oh yeah. What you sending it to me on TikTok? Shout out to you, my boy. You've been killing it. Alright, I'm telling y'all, bro, like, don't fall for the hype. When these motherfuckers be online swearing up and down, you know, price action bad and shit, do not fall for the hype. You just gotta wait for your setup. You just gotta wait for your setup. That's all it comes down to. So we got a nice BCR going on right here on NQ. I think we hit our stop loss on gold. Yeah, gold hit our stop loss. Almost hit our stop loss. Alright, so let's see if we can hold this level of support right here. So we got the BCR. So let's see if we get the retest right here. And let's see if we can hold this level of support. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. That thing's pushing now. Let's see if we can hold the support right here. Oh, my bad. I still got you on the screen. My fault. I'm over here looking at my other screen. I didn't even know I had you on the screen, so my fault. So still in that trade. It hasn't hit our stop loss yet, but the thing's tickling it. This thing's rejecting. So it might just have some retracements going into New York. That's kind of what it's looking like. You said, so you're waiting on the candle to close above the enter buy. So not just close above. I want to see if we can hold a support. right? Breaking is not enough. I want to see if we can hold it at support, right? The first step is if we can close above, right? Because for us to hold that support, we got to be, you know what I'm saying, holding that support. So the first step is seeing it to be held at support is if we can close above, right? So what I wait for is the BCR, the break, close, retest, the break, close, retest. So make sure to check out the playlist, because I got a bunch of videos, especially in the day trade tips playlist and the trade breakdowns on where I go over that. So make sure to check that stuff out. Tell me like Mona Lisa, it'd be like that. Alright, so you can see here our price was treated as low as resistance. Now we're seeing it being held as support currently. Right, so that's what you want to wait for. You don't want to just break out, right? You don't just want to break out trade. That's what internet teaches you how to break out trade. You want to wait for price to show you what it's trying to do, right? Because the internet wants y'all to believe that it's all random and you have to hurry because the markets are going to get you. But over here, I teach y'all the exact opposite. If you watch price, you will be able to see exactly what it's got going on and what it's trying to do. Yeah, so we're still in this gold setup. There hasn't stop loss yet, so we're still gonna hold that SR2B gets hit. NAS is currently trying to hold this level as support, and then GU and 6B is still retracing. So we're just gonna let these things do their thing. Again, as far as news today, we don't have any news popping off, so we're simply just waiting for volume or confirmations to be met. That thing is rejecting now. Let's see what it does though. What tips would you give on building a $100 account? Lot size. So the lot size are gonna vary, but with a $100 account, I wouldn't go past a 0.02 or 0.03, 0.04 max. But I'll just say like with a $100 account, risk 5% per trade, right? If you make 5% a day, you can like double your account every 2 weeks to a month, right? So I wouldn't necessarily flip it over, leverage it. But yeah, but the lot size depends on how many pips the stop loss is, how many points the stop loss is, the RR. But I would say you risk 5% a day, or make 5% a day. That's 20%. I got a video talking about, but I'll pull out the calculator really quick. Give me 1 second. Let me pull out the calculator. Alright, because you just gotta understand what you're working with. It's definitely possible because I've done that shit in the past, right? But you know, what I mean, 5% that's $5. So you make $5 a day. 5 times 5, that's 25 times 4, because there's 4 weeks in a month. You can literally double your account every month. But yeah, so that's how to go about it. But I'll treat $100 account, especially if you know you're trying to grow it. You're not necessarily just trying to throw it in the markets and see what happens. Because what you have to understand is, like, with a lot of these 1K flip, $100 flip, $500 challenges, 90% of these challenges people do is with play money, right? It's not with their last or money that they can't afford or don't want to see disappear. That's why they be trying to flip the shit, right? So if you're trying to grow that account, but also, build good habits when your account's capital grade. That's what I was not showing. There we go. I used to swing trade heavy back in the day. What the hell's going on? Hold on 1 second. My screen glitching out. I think y'all can still see me. My shit was just glitching for a second. But yeah, back in the day, I used to swing trade heavy. You might remember that. Now I'm more on the scalping side. I still day trade depending on how the trade plays out, but now typically I'm in a trade for like, depends, like 15 minutes to 2 hours if there's no drawdown, versus back in the day I used to be in trades for like the entire day, literally, like multiple sessions and shit like that, right? But that's what I used to do when I had smaller capital. I used to swing trade because we have smaller capital. You have only a couple options. Be okay with the small wins, quote unquote, small wins for your account size, or you got to catch more pips, right? You got 2 options. You either got to be okay with those small wins, just know that the more bread you stack, the bigger those wins will be, or you got to catch bigger moves, right? So, for example, when I was doing flips and shit like that, I would swing trade. You see what I'm saying? Now, this isn't one of my main accounts, but this is just showing people back in the day, like, how, you can still make money with small accounts, right? But the reason why I was able to make a shit ton and double my account in 2 days, 3 days, is because I was swing trading and scaling hard into it, right? So you can see here, let me see if I make this bigger. I can't make it bigger. Sometimes my monitor want to let me make it bigger. Other times it don't want to see me be great, all right? But y'all can see this, right? So you can see here that this was at 96.09 and I'm holding it to 98.64. So this was like a 200 pip move, right? So I used to catch like 200, 300 pips before I closed trade. So I used to swing trade heavy back in the day. But now that I got a lot more capital, I don't really got to swing trade that much. I can just scalp or day trade and make what I want to make. Right, so when you have smaller capital, you got 2 options. You got to catch either more pips, more points, catch bigger moves, or you just got to understand, it's a long-term game. Just take it step by step, day by day. But that's what I'd recommend, because that's what I did like I said, that's what I did personally. So NAS is still pushing, right? So again, we saw the BCR, the break close retest. So now I'm about to see if NAS can push up. Gold is about to hit our stop loss. Hasn't hit it yet, but it's about to hit it. And then GU's still chilling right here. But again, y'all, we had big ass moves take place yesterday and last night, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some retracements prior to New York, if not the beginning of New York. Let me see what else we got going on, though. That's how I get faked out. It breaks the level, then closes and retraces against me, chasing the breakout. The reason why that happens is because, again, a lot of stuff on the internet is half-ass explanations, right? It's half-ass explanations, right? So what you hear on the internet all the time is, oh, you know, don't invest in yourself and learn for somebody. Don't buy a course. Don't do this. Don't do that. All right, what do they say? They say, oh, you know, YouTube's free, or there's free information all over the place. But a lot of the free information is not organized, and it's a lot of half-ass explanations, right? Breakout trade is another one of those things, right? Because breakout trading is what is another cause of form of chasing price, right? The reason why breakout trading doesn't work as many times as it does, or why sometimes you have to re-enter trade 2 to 3 times before it does the move you're looking for, is because you have to understand market structure, right? Now, I got a few videos on YouTube talking about this, so I'm actually going to drop one in the comments really quick. So give me 1 second. I got a few videos talking about this. Let me find it. Here's one right here. I talk about it in this video right here. And then I talk about it in where's the other video? Here it is. I also talk about it in this video right here. So make sure to check out those 2 videos. But the main cause of that is just, again, you have to understand how the markets work, right? Support pushes price up, resistance pushes price down. So with breakout trading, what you're doing is they have y'all going against the flow of price, right? They have y'all selling off support levels, you see what I'm saying, and buying off resistance levels. That's why price rejects against you, because support pushes price up, resistance pushes price down. So breakout trading is, okay, price broke this level, let's go for sell. But the reason why price shoots back up, it could be a few reasons. One, the flow of price on a bigger time frame, but 2, the most important one is because support pushes price up. So if you sell off a support level, it's no shock or surprise that price pushed up, because that's what support does. So what you want to do is you want to wait for the BCR to break, close, retest. So a perfect example was the NAS100 trade we took yesterday, right? So we took this trade right here yesterday, right? So this is the entry point right here, right? You can also see a good example right here. Look how price rejected, versus here, why did it take off? So fuck this right here, right? Look right here. You see how price broke this low, rejected, fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out. But why did the quote-unquote buyers coincidentally decide to take over here? Because you can literally see how price turned this level from a resistance to a support, then took off. You see what I'm saying? So breakout trading is you're rushing and not waiting for price to show you that's turning level from support to resistance or resistance to support, versus waiting for the BCR. You're literally watching and waiting for price to show you if it is or if it is not, right? So during a lot of the live streams, you'll see examples of this. Also examples of us avoiding fake outs by waiting for the BCR. So gold's pushing back up. Let's see if it can go back to our entry point. And NAS100 is taking off, right? So you saw a perfect example right here. Right, here's a perfect example right here. So we bar replay, price rejected this level, right? We close below. We see here, price is now holding this level as resistance, right? So what would happen if you would have went for buys here before the BCR? Look how many times you would have got wicked out, right? You would have got wicked out here, breakout trading, would have got wicked out here, breakout trading. This is the videos you see online. Oh my God, I had to re-enter the trade 3 times before I did the move I was looking for. And they swear it's because they're getting the stop loss on it. No, that's not what's happening, right? Versus what we just saw take place here. We clearly saw price turn this level back into support, which is why price just took off the way it did. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the main cause of that shit right there. That was a nice NAS setup though. I don't know if anybody took that setup, but that was a nice, clean 1 to 2 hour setup right there. That was a nice 1 to 2 hour setup right there. So that thing barely missed our stop light. So let's see if it's gonna tease us or if we're gonna make some motherfucking money. All right, let's see what happens, y'all. It's a new hour. Let's see if we're getting teased or if we're gonna make some motherfucking bread. But yeah, so definitely check out these 2 videos. I go over a lot more depth and detail in these 2 videos right here. Is there another chart you ever thought about getting into? It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. So if you go to my YouTube channel, alright, I'm about to do it as well so y'all know I am bullshitting. Alright, that way you know I am bullshitting. Alright, so if you go to my YouTube channel, right, look at that handsome face, and you go to lives, and then you go to latest, go to oldest. If you watch, if you watch my old ass live streams from 3 years ago, right? So I'm about to pull it up, but you know, just in case there's an ad, which there is, cause you know, monetization and shit. So give me 1 second. Let me just skip the ad. Damn, double ad on a 3-year-old live. These motherfuckers greedy. All right, let me skip it real quick. All right, cool. So if you go to my old ass live streams, you'll notice a few things. You see how many motherfucking charts I used to look at? That's why I can confidently tell y'all when y'all get y'all's copy of the playbook. Right? That's why I can confidently tell y'all when y'all get y'all's copy of the playbook that this works on everything. Stocks, forex, options, futures, and crypto, because I literally tested this shit out on every fucking chart, right? So when I came up with this strategy and discovered these rules of price, I was like, I need to make sure that this works. I do not want this to be another one on, one off thing. I need to make sure that this shit works. So I literally, as y'all can see, used to look at every single damn fucking chart, right? Also, if you click the link in the bio or link in the description, join the free Signal free Telegram, click the Binkus link, click the second link, right? Join the free Signal free Telegram. So you click the Binkus link, click the second link if it pops up, join the free room. Let's go back to the free room. If we get the pinned message, go all the way back to 2022. I used to trade all types of shit. Like, y'all never heard me utter the words AUD New Zealand, especially Euro AUD and Euro GBP. I can't believe I used to trade these shits. Right? I used to trade the Swiss franc pairs, which is garbage. I used to trade US30, if you know what that is, USD. I used to trade the Japanese one. I used to trade literally every single chart you could think of. Every single chart you could think of. Right? So now I just, you know, do a handful of charts, right? But I used to trade everything. Right? So now if a situation happens where all the charts I look at are consolidating or I don't like them, then I'll go look at some other charts. But right now, these are just the charts I just look at right now. But yeah, we've been doing this shit for a minute, y'all. We've been catching big ass moves literally since 2022. Yeah, so I used to trade all types of shit. So I think that a big ass move now is rejected. So if y'all did take that setup, hopefully y'all made something from it. That's the rejection. Disgusting. But it did do a nice push up, so hopefully I did catch something. But yeah, that's why when folks be in the TikTok lives, they be like, what chart is this? What is it? I'm like, this works on everything. Yeah, this works on everything. Let's see what gold's about to push off for us though. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, we watching gold right now. Yeah, I get stopped out. No, I didn't. It did not stop me out. Alright, it almost hit stop loss, but I didn't hit stop loss. And to be for real, my stop loss is actually like right here. I'm keeping it a beam. But yeah, it didn't wick me out. Does the playbook work on synthetic markets? What's synthetic market? Like, what exactly talking about? Alright, so it works on stocks, forex, options, futures, and crypto. Excuse me. It works on indices as well, yeah. Like, I use these same rules for like my long-term investments as well. The only difference is, since it's long-term investing, I just use a bigger time frame. But I use these same rules for long-term investing. This thing is just chilling. Like I always say, if y'all don't take a setup between now and 6 a.m., just wait for 8 o'clock, 9:30 New York open. This is probably the only setup I'm going to take till New York session, for real. Because NAS just rejected and G's kind of chilling still. But as far as how we're doing so far this week, we're 2-0 this week. If y'all was on live yesterday, we took this NAS100 setup into live yesterday. And then we took a GU setup with the members students New York open at 9 o'clock. Just picking up where you left off last week, so make sure to hit that link in the description. Join the free student free Telegram. But we're 2-0 this week so far. We're currently in this gold position. But see how this plays out. Last week we went 5-1, and then in July we wrapped up 26 wins, 6 losses against 81% win rate. Just picking up where you left off quarter 2. 69 wins, 10 losses, 87% win rate. We've been averaging 80 to 90% win rate on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis since 2022. So make sure to check all that stuff out. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, Playmaker_Way. TikTok, _Playmakerway_. I am probably most likely going to make a new Instagram. But until then, still follow me on that one. And again, there's a bunch of fake TikTok accounts. I only follow that TikTok account. Okay, some of y'all are talking to fake accounts. And y'all been doing it for weeks, alright? So make sure you're only following me on my real TikTok account. Yeah, gold's still chilling. I mean, gold's still teasing us. Still gonna hold the SRTP gets his though. So again, with GU, we're either looking for price to retest 34.90, or if we can beat show and hold 35.10 in support, we can look for buys there. NAS100 did a quick move, but that thing ended up rejecting. But the gameplay's still the same. We're still looking for buys on NAS100. But we did just have a higher high. I don't think it made the higher high. I think it's trying to make the higher high. Yeah. So this is what we kind of got going on right now, right? So it was in a downtrend, just like the rules of the downtrend says. Let's go to it. Right, the only way the uptrend would come into play is if it does like how the green arrow shows. Alright. So again, for all the trolls that be on TikTok about bar replay, this is literally what price just did last week, right? You see how it turned the lower high resistance into a support, right? So now we have this higher low and we have this higher high, right? So yesterday, as we can see, price failed to break past the higher high, which is why price is kind of retracing right now. So we're still looking for buys, but we need some volume to break past this high to give us a new higher high. So this is what's going on with NAS100 right now. This is what's going on with NAS100 right now. Right now, another thing to keep in mind. I have high hopes for NAS100, but you know how I like to say I don't like to hope. Right, we don't hope over here. But US30 and the S&P 500 did make all-time highs last week. They did make all-time highs last week. So I want to see if NAS100 is going to do the same thing. Now again, that doesn't mean I'm going to buy just to buy, but I am curious to see if NAS100 is going to make all-time highs this week as well. That'd be interesting, right? Because now NAS100 late to the party. Everything else made all-time highs last week. So we're going to see what happens this week with NAS100. But first, we gotta see what the fuck gold about to do right here. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody in the live. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today as well. Can I explain why I took this trade? Yeah, so we're in an uptrend. So we go to gold. It's just like my trade breakdowns on YouTube. I just dropped the trade breakdown for y'all yesterday. So make sure to check out the trade breakdown from yesterday as well as the trade breakdown playlist. But yeah, it's very simple, right? So we're in an uptrend. So we're in an uptrend, we're only going to go for buys, right? So like if we're in a downtrend, I'm only going to go for sells, right? So since we know we're in an uptrend, now I want to only look for buys, not just because we're in an uptrend, but I want to look for buys on support levels, right? So we ended up entering off this level here. So we was holding it as support, and then just rejected on us, right? But that's all it is. So now we're just holding SLRTP gets hit, right? Just like the trade yesterday was an uptrend, waited for the BCR, price held a support, took the buy setup here. But yeah, that's why I went for the buy setup because we're in an uptrend. So I was just waiting for volume. Like we talked about earlier, though, it did fly all yesterday and last night. It just ended up retracing right now, so we did get caught in the retracement. But yeah, so just simply waiting for volume to kick in. But yeah, that's why I went for the buy. We're in the uptrend. So uptrends only go for buys on the bigger time frame. Downtrend on the bigger time frame only go for sells. Enter buys off support, sells off resistance. Excuse me. That thing's back at our entry. Let's see if we can hit TP1. Let's see if we can hit TP1. Oh, never mind. We just hit TP1. Again, y'all, this is why you just hold the SO TP gets hit, right? Once you understand and accept drawdowns are part of the game, TPs are part of the game, SOs are part of the game, you're just going to stick to the game plan. Right? Because me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have closed that trade early. And then when price pushed back up, then I want to try to enter buys again and all types of crazy shit. But we still got some work to do, though. We did just hit TP1, but we still got some work to do. So we're about to see if we can keep on pushing. About to see if we can keep on pushing. Gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. All right, so we pushing now. We pushing now. Pushing now. So we was in drawdown all live. I almost said all morning. It wasn't drawdown all live, but we're pushing now. We push now. GU is pushing also. So again, with GU, we're either gonna look for price to BCR and hold 35.10 as support, or we're gonna look for a retest at 34.90. It came from the dead. Yeah, that's why you just go with the flow of price. You just gotta go with the flow of price. Just hold the SLTB gets hit and just go with the flow of price. Right? But that's also why I don't do super tight stop losses as well, because that's also another cause of people having to re-enter trades 3 to 5 times. Right? Like if I know price is gonna go a certain direction, the way I like to trade is because I have a high win rate strategy, I don't have to go for big or setups, but I also don't want to build the habit of constantly re-entering trades over and over again. Now, if I have to re-enter a trade once, okay, cool, that happens. But typically, I don't have to re-enter a trade more than one other time. It's never like 3 to 4 times, because if it gets to that point, I'm just gonna be done trading for the day, because there's obviously low volume on that day. But yeah, that thing's pushing now. That thing's pushing now. Just took a little bit. Just took a little bit. It's fucking thundering outside. I don't know if y'all can hear that shit. It's fucking rumbling outside. But G just hit this level right here. Gold is pushing. We're currently at a nice 1-to-1 RR. So I'm about to get this workout in, and I'm about to take my ass back to bed. Shout out to everybody on the live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. You already know what to do. Click the links in the description. Join the free student, free Telegram. And of course, you want to know the intro, SL, the TPs. Join the events, play student, or become a playmaker. Members, you already know, in a few hours, I'm dropping the New York Price watch list for y'all. And then we'll be live later on today. I gotta check my schedule. I'm leaning towards... Let me check my schedule really quick. I'm leaning towards... between 12 or 1 o'clock-ish. But if you're in the free room, you know I'm gonna notify y'all. So make sure to join the free room, because I notify y'all every time I'm live on TikTok and YouTube. But make sure to have your notice on TikTok as well. But again, y'all, patience pays. Hopefully we learn some shit during this live. But it be like that sometimes, right? Yesterday, we had a little retest and the price flew in a direction of favor. Right, Friday, same thing. Today, we was in some heavy drawdown, but guess what? Now we're getting to that money. All right, peace, we out.